Hello. Glass of cannabis. It's been a glorious year. I want someone in here to stand to their feet and tell me their best way to smoke. Who will it be? You right here. What's your name, girl?
Not him. It don't really matter when we all agree. What's your best way to smoke? Cause I'm rolling it up. Smoke like I ain't had enough. What's your best way to smoke? Cause I'm rolling it up. Smoke like I ain't had enough.
What's up with y'all out there? This is the Best Way to Smoke podcast, and you smoking with Big J.
And Serpo Jr. Make sure you hit the like button, subscribe, and then go tell a friend.
Yes, please believe. Make sure you do that. And we want to thank everybody that tap in with us. We appreciate all the subscribers. And today we got a special guest in the house, Safi K, owner of Kush Babes. How you doing?
I'm wonderful. How are you guys today?
Man, we doing great. We appreciate you coming on the show and fucking with us today.
Yes, indeed.
Of course.
Yep,
Thanks for having
Most definitely. So tell us your best way to smoke. So before we dig into the show all the way, we always do the best way to smoke tip. So when we have a guest on, we ask the guest, what's your best way to smoke tip for the people?
Hell yeah, for sure. Well, I'm a bong smoker. I've been a bong girl for like 10 years now, plus 12, 13 years now. My tip, 2 tips that I'm gonna throw y'all. If you're a bong smoker, you better be grinding that weed up before you put it in your bowl because it smokes so much better and gets you so much higher. Also, you're not losing a lot of THC like everyone thinks. Oh, no, I don't like to grind my weed up because you're losing THC. Girl, you can collect that keef underneath and you can pile it on top of your bowl. You know that. Okay, 1. 2, use a hemp wick. Now, I will say I don't even always use one myself, but I use one as often as I can. I have like multiple lying around because the more they're in my vision and in my reach when I'm smoking, whether it be at my desk or at the counter or outside, I at least, have that handy and will use it if I see it, right? So it's just better for you, better for your lungs. Your weed actually tastes better when you use the hemp wick. You're not tainting it with the butane from the lighter. So those would be the 2 tips. Grind your weed for your bowl and use a hemp wick.
Man, those are 2 great tips. And people, listen to them tips and follow them tips.
Real talk.
And if I can throw a third in there, I know you're grinding it and it's hard not to snap it all the way through, but if you can help it, don't snap it all the way through and use what I call and what I also sell.
That's right.
The Kush Babe cached tray, okay, with this little pokey thing, and you just take your bowl like this, and it's essentially an ash catcher for your bowl, so you keep your bong water cleaner longer.
And where can they go to get that?
Our website, which is ogkushbabes.com or ogkbindustries.com. They will both lead you to the same place. And it's at the link in our bio too. But seriously, one of my favorite little accessories is this fucking thing.
Oh yeah, that's dope. That's tight. Hell yeah. So look. So look, tell us like, where you grew up at. And tell us, where did you find your love for weed, for cannabis?
So, funny story. I'm actually from Detroit, Michigan.
Okay.
I grew up in Metro Detroit area. So I grew up in Canton. I'm of Lebanese descent. My father's Muslim. So I grew up in Dearborn, which is has the highest population of Lebanese people in the nation. Okay. So, I grew up there. My dad was actually a closet stoner. He struggled with his beliefs and the very strict religious, views of no smoking, no drinking, because that's sinful. Right. He struggled with that and wanting to use cannabis. So that's why I say closet stoner. Right. So I really think that eventually, and even my mom will say this, that she feels like I got the gene from my dad. He's just always kind of been a stoner and he's not anymore. And he might even kill me for saying this, but he's not anymore. He's older now and he just chooses not to. But I do know that he used to. Um, he loves that I'm in it now. I don't think he really cares either way. He supports me. And I honestly started using cannabis when I was in college, and I really used it medicinally. I couldn't sleep. I couldn't eat. I was kind of stressed out about living in a big city. I moved from um, San Diego to Los Angeles to go to college, and it was a scary step. And my roommate was like, smoke some of this. She smoked weed, and she was like, smoke some of this. This will help you sleep, and this will get you your appetite back.
Mm.
And she was right. So,
Huh. That's dope.
so that's kind of started with cannabis, was actually very medicinally, and still so. But
So that was in the LA area that you first started smoking, right?
yeah. First dispensary that I ever went to. I actually started dating a guy that worked there and that helps them grow. They grew in a huge facility right next door to the dispensary.
Wow.
Beautiful. A lot of us little college girls would go down there after school and just get lit. It was back when,
That's right.
it
Tell us
was
about
like,
that first little time, that first little hit, that first little high.
it is Prop 215 days. And, that's when it's essentially, this place was called THC Ministry.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And, you had to go through the back, whatever, know the password, yada, yada. But I had a lounge, a smoke lounge, and a big TV and multiple tables and chairs and couches. And it was a very homey feeling, but then very time because they had the glass, tables with all the product inside and the bud tenders behind that would serve you. And then, the grow facility was right next door. So, my God. Getting high as hell in there, just taking fat bong rips. My first dab I ever took was in there. And I miss those days. Those were fun days. Those were great times. Those are my college days,
Man. So like your first time smoking it, did you instantly fall in love with it? Or
When I smoked in college, when I smoked it alone, yes, I will say there were a few times in high school where I'd be at a party and I'd be, drinking and a joint would come around and I'd hit it and I'd get crossfaded and dizzy and pass out. And I was like, whoa, and I, at that time, kind of thought that maybe weed wasn't really for me, but I realized I was just, I couldn't handle both. I was young and I was just at parties and peer pressure and, just kind of going with my friends. And I do remember hotboxing the fuck out of my car my senior year with a bunch of my friends, though, one time at a party.
right.
And I did love doing that. That I fucking loved because but we had been drinking too. And I did kind of go eat, like munch out, and then I did go pass out for like a good couple hours. I think I appreciated it more on its own, and I didn't really get to try it on its own until college, So, and that's when I really fell in love with it. I really fell in love with its medicinal properties, how well it helped me sleep, how it got my appetite back. It kept my stress level low. And then it did turn into like me being one of those stoner kids in the corner at a party, just getting high and not drinking. Like I was not a college, like at all. I was not a drinker. I was a smoker, and I was also a raver. So, and underground raves were huge, and Insomniac festivals had just really started popping off, and
mosh pits and shit.
Yeah, just crazy. I mean, raves are dancing and stuff like that. Not so much mosh pits,
oh, okay.
but dancing and But I was definitely a stoner all throughout college.
So based off what you're saying, I can guess that you like indica over sativa.
Definitely, I was an indica girl for a long, long time. I will say, like the past few years, I actually started using sativa for what it's meant for, and I was using sativa during the day. And I'm just starting to really notice the difference, and like once you've been smoking for so long, you're like, all right, like I don't know if anyone ever really sits back and like pays attention to like how the different types of weed they smoke make them feel, and how productive they really are off indica versus a sativa, or how clear-headed they may be, or how much they're actually able to like keep their thoughts like organized or not, or like there's just a lot that kind of comes into play with that too. So yes, I'm an indica lover across the board, but I appreciate my sativas. I don't mind my sativas. Like I ain't against them. I'll just say
I
that.
like that perspective though.
Yeah.
It is because it's like if you're having your indica and you just stuck on indica, you may think you probably being productive and doing what you're doing, which is you probably are. But then again, if you use it like how you say it's intended for, the indicas for the nighttime, chill, relax, and smoke your sativas during the day, you probably would see something like a little bit different. It's like a extra pep in your step or something.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
try that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try it.
And also huge on your moods, fellas. Like huge on your mood. Like indica affects your moods in different ways. Sativa affects your moods in different ways. So it's really like pay attention to how like your mood and like really how you're feeling in your subconscious and how you're moving. Like, and just I mean and don't get me wrong, there's certain sativas like that I gotta really be careful with. Like I am not a sour diesel fan. Like keep sour diesel like away from me. But
why is that?
I just like
Too powerful?
there are some strains that I found to be like make me a little paranoid, and create that like heart racy like feeling, and I don't want that. I'm a high strung person as it is. Like I'm very high functioning, like, you know what I mean? And I have a lot going on at all different times. And I don't need something to like give me anxiety on top of that. You know?
So so that feeling, is that more coming from the sativa or the indica?
Sativa.
Yeah, from the sativas.
But I will say, like, there's been times where I've like smoked, like I won't smoke all morning. Like I sometimes when I gotta get up early, I won't smoke first thing. I'm actually more productive and less irritable when I get up and just like go to work, have my coffee, and then maybe smoke on my lunch break. And I get so much higher, so much higher. And if I smoke an indica my lunch break, like I almost get like, I'm like, I want to do shit. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and I'm less productive and I'm less like on it. You know what I mean? And I might just do like the bare minimum. And then like, you know what I mean? But as you know, when you're self-employed and you're really doing things yourself, like shit doesn't happen unless you make it happen. Like, unless you make that phone call, you make that happen. I run all of our social media, not to go too much on a tangent, but I am over here I pay people to help me make posts, but then I even make posts sometimes. So, it's a little bit of both. And sometimes like you have to make sure that you get up and do it. And there's definitely times where like an indica might keep me from making that post and might make me just watch TV.
Get stuck or something,
So I always encourage everyone to mix it up sometimes. Just play with it. There's so much great weed out there. I love my Blue Dreams. I do. Right now I have a outdoor grown green crack, and I'm only not opposed to it because it's outdoor. Normally I wouldn't go for some green cracks, but because it's outdoor, I know it's not going to be as strong.
Right.
So I'm still smoking on it. You know what I mean? And save my Paris OG from Hotbox for later.
Yep, that's the indica sativa.
Yep.
That's what's up. Yep. So look, tell us about Kush Babes.
Right now that you know all about me. But thanks for that. That was fun to talk about. I haven't talked about a lot of that for a while.
Oh, for sure.
Kush Babes is my baby. Kush Babes is what I live and breathe. Kush Babes, I started back in 2019. I started it just with this little girl right here. And I started it with the intentions of wanting to make stoner girl designs and stickers and like clothes for girls that were in the industry to wear that expressed our love for cannabis, because there wasn't a lot out there for women to wear. It was very unisex or very male dominated. And I was like, and I'm a graphic designer by trade.
Dope.
And I love designing and I love doing all that as it is. So, and I went to a fashion school and majored in product and brand development and visual communications. So, anything from events to graphics to computer renderings to actually execution, I know how to do. And I like to say I'm like a jockey of all trades in this industry, right?
That's dope.
So I put my cap on and I, started executing stickers and t-shirts and rolling trays and was selling at little trap events and little underground cannabis events that were like all around here in San Diego and with a group of my friends, guy friends.
For real.
I was working for them selling weed and also selling my products. And it was great because a lot of guys would come through these trap events, but they would have their girlfriend with them. And so the girlfriend would see like, my stuff and they would love it. And the boyfriend would buy it for them or they would buy it for themselves. And I slowly created this fan base and created a social media following and started selling my designs online. So that's like really where I started, was selling designs like this, stoner girl designs on t-shirts and rolling trays and different merchandise.
Dope.
From there,
Yep.
through Dap Girls Club. The Kush Babe was made kind of to target the OG stoner girl, the girl who rolls up, the girl who, likes to smoke blunts, likes to take her fat bong rips, just like the lover of Kush, right? And also kind of an ode to my grandma, because my grandma was a stoner girl in her
That's
20s.
right.
So I created the OG Kush Babe, but dabbing was such a huge thing, and it was getting popular, and I noticed a lot of girls liking it and dabbing, and so I wanted to create a design for them and for that part of the industry. So I was watching Bad Girls Club one night, and I was like, "Oh my God, Dab Girls Club!" Like, just
Yeah,
rang.
you'll be surprised
Yeah,
where an idea will come from. You
for
know what I
real.
mean? Yep.
You will be surprised. And I was playing around with a diamond design idea. Like I don't have one handy at the moment, but I was playing around with the diamond. And so I made a drippy diamond design. And I started again making stickers. It's just a Dab Girls Club. And then I at that point was an established business by the state, and I had my reseller's permit. So I was going to wholesale glass shops and buying glass, and I was imprinting the diamond on glass myself with vinyl, and
Okay.
like selling glass now with like the logo on it, and that said Dab Girls Club, and I started selling that online. So Dab Girls Club was kind of born as its own brand too. Kind of started taking off, and to be honest, it kind of overshadowed Kush Babes for a little bit.
Oh yeah.
Like, yeah, Kush Babes kind of got pushed to the side, and because everybody loved the Dab Girls Club thing, and from there we started the Dab Bar, the actual Dab Bar service, and we started dabbing people out at our booth. And 710 Day rolled around, which is July 10th, which is like International Dab Day.
Right.
I don't know if gentlemen know, but 710 is oil upside down. So it's kind of been like the number, like how 420 is for weed,
Yeah.
the 10 is for dabbing, and like
Yeah, I didn't know
Yeah.
that.
No, I just got schooled today.
Yeah,
right.
thank you.
So yeah, so I had an event on 710 Day. I was like, you know what, I'm gonna throw a Dab Girls Club like launch party and like really like launch this brand, because I started it in January 2021. So by July we had gained like a lot of attention and attraction. And I come from wanting to do, I literally went to college to be an event planner. And that just changed into me also having the graphic design skills because I'm creative as well, and kind of gained all these other skills, right? Like throughout college. But I still wanted to do events. I still wanted to do something with, I went to college saying I want to be a wedding planner, but that changed when my love for cannabis came around, right?
Right.
Like actually, like I want to throw like a cannabis event. And I was like, I'm going to use Dab Girls Club to like launch like my first cannabis event. So I did, and I had a decent. I was renting a house out at the time, and I had a decent sized yard and a garage, and I just fucking cleaned everything out, set it up with a bunch of my vendor friends, and I set up an actual like dab bar booth that was just a dab bar with 2 different rig stations. We had menus, we had pretty girls that matched, and they were dabbing people out, and we had a dab contest, and I mean, you should see footage from this event. It popped off that everybody was like, Sophie, you have to keep these going. Like, you've got to keep these going. So I did. So ever since July of 2021, I've been doing events. In January of 2022, I kind of severed my ties with a lot of the underground industry because there's only so far you can go in that industry.
Right.
Side of things, and also I was a legal business, and I really wanted to tap into the legal side. And I come from working in dispensaries and being a bud tender, a manager, inventory. Like, I've worked in all different sides, and I wanted to start making partnerships with legal brands. So I kind of had to make that jump. It wasn't fun. It wasn't easy.
Yeah, I can believe.
Kind of started creating those relationships just from my network that I created while working in shops since 2018. So I threw my first big legal event, fully legalized like event with legal brand or licensed brands. I should say licensed event. I hate the word legal.
Right.
Licensed event. And I called it the Bud Tender Ball. And I invited all the dispensaries and all the bud tenders, and they all came and all their friends. And I had it free for industry, and we charged their guests a small ticket fee. And we also created the VIP gift bag that had like over $300 worth of cannabis product in it that was donated from all these brands. And these events and the bags and everything just started becoming this huge thing down here. So I'm definitely proud to say, can't do it without my team of babes that all work with me for sure. And we have a huge team now, and I'm so proud. But it's been a good year. Yeah, a good year and a half now of me executing. Like, I think I have a good 10, 15 events under my belt. And that's
good.
And that's aside from all the pop-up events that we set up as just a booth and just ourselves, and aside from events that hire us to come work, and aside from all the other things we do.
Yeah,
So
that's dope. That's dope. And it's and it's real big out in San Diego, right?
yeah, I would definitely say we're pretty well known down here in San Diego, but also Los Angeles. Half my team is in LA.
Oh, dope. Dope.
In Orange County too, Long Beach. We just did a couple events in Long Beach area, Anaheim area. So I like to spread out, and I'm really trying to grow our fan base. And we have a fan base in LA, and they're already like, hey, when's the next event up here? Because I threw one in February. I threw a 420 Lovers and Friends event in LA.
Oh, okay.
And in conjunction with POW Cannabis. They were our main sponsor for that event. Shout out Jackie, love you, girl. Really, it's just about working your connections and keeping your network close and treating your network and your connections with respect, and not trying to take advantage of these brands. These brands are still growing. These brands still pay a lot to be doing this, licensed in the correct way. So I still work at a dispensary part-time. I do Kush Babes full-time. One day Kush Babes will, I really believe, make me a millionaire. But until then, we're here, and we're out here, we're doing it.
Shout out the dispensary you work at.
I work at Ease Dispensary in Mission Valley.
Okay, shout out Ease.
I just want to say something real quick too, if it just went over people's heads, because it's like you just stated, like when you out here and you in the field, you're trying to start your business within the cannabis field, like the connections, the people you come across, like she stated, like treat them with respect. You know what I'm saying? Because that's going to go a long way. Rather the people who you dealing with is shabby. You know what I'm saying? The character that you present, it's like that's going to be your stamp. And by you stating, like, man, it's like if you make these connections, these vendors, however it may be, you know what I'm saying? As long as you showing respect to them, it's like you're gonna grow. And as you see, Kush Babes is big. You know what I'm saying? So I want to commend you on that, just in case that went over some people's heads.
No, thank you. And honestly, like it's still a small industry. People talk. Like word spreads. Like, people will something I kind of had to learn the hard way. Because I like to give everyone a chance. I like to give everybody a chance, right? Whether that's working with me, modeling for me, or collaborating with me, or hiring me to work for you, whatever it may be. I like to give everybody a chance. But I had to learn the hard way that sometimes not everyone deserves a chance. And while my team was back here warning me about certain people, I was like, okay, I'll take that, got it, like checked, like, I'm gonna take it with a grain of salt. And I'm still gonna, it was kind of like the keep your friends close, keep your enemies closer as well. And like, I never wanted to judge someone off of their experience with somebody else when it didn't have anything to do with me per se. But I still got burned by those people, just like all my babes said. So it's all been about like really like trusting and listening to your team. And maybe not everybody deserves a chance.
Yeah, that's real shit. I definitely agree with that.
And that's too true, because it's like sometimes you may have somebody that's really genuine.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And you may come across, you know what I'm saying, somebody like you that's like good with the planning the events and all of that. But it's like you done like messed over me so much. It's kind of like, hold up, I'm gonna pump the brakes right here. You know what I'm saying? And you could have been all genuine, and it's like that's a cold part of the game that's out there. You know what I'm
people
saying?
get salty. People get mad. People get salty. Girls are mean, yo. Girls are evil.
Yeah.
Girls
But
are
you can't get salty off of that though. You know what I'm saying? If I'm going off of my own experiences and all of that, and I didn't like, you can't tell me like shit how I'm finna go and conduct my stuff.
All right, now you're doing me dirty. Now I am like, you know what I mean? Like now it's become personal. Like so it's and then also it's like not everybody moves at the level that you need them at, or they might not be at your level too. That's the other thing. And that's okay. That's okay. But it might mean that I can't work with you or vice versa. You know what I mean? Or you can't work with me.
Nothing personal. Yeah, nothing personal.
Yeah, nothing personal. I've gone through so many photographers and videographers and editors and even graphic designers, because at this point, like I'm a graphic designer by trade, but I'm over here running a business. I don't have time to do everything with the designs anymore. I don't have time to do everything with executing it and making it. And do I love it? Yeah. I mean, is my heat press right here? Like, am I still heat pressing like on a weekly basis? Yes. But I have such little time for it that I have to branch out and I have to grow. And you can't penny pinch when you do that.
Yeah,
I also really good piece of advice. They were like, don't penny pinch now to try and save $1 later. Spend the dollar now. Don't spend the penny now, because you're going to spend the penny, you're going to get penny quality work back. Spend
that's real.
To get it done correct. So later you're not struggling and wondering, what did I do wrong? Like, you know what I mean? Like, make the right moves and just don't short yourself out, and don't work with somebody that's cheaper just because they're cheaper, essentially. Like now my videographer that I work with, oh my God, I've been wanting to work with her. I thought she was out of my reach. I thought she was out of my budget. When I bit the bullet and really started working with her, shout out California Clouds, Liz.
Shout out
Liz.
She is literally the best videographer I've ever worked with. One, I'm woman owned and operated. I like to keep a lot of it that way. So first, especially as a videographer, it's such a personal thing that she, is a part of, and getting into our world behind the scenes and in front of the scenes. And then she helps me execute and edits videos so immaculately. I mean, her skills are just so incredible that by working with her has helped me grow and has just helped me gain an even bigger following, and has really helped show the Kush Babe story more, and the Kush Babe just really helps put us on and shows us on the level that we need to be at, You know what I mean? And I just couldn't be more happy. And it's like, is she cheap? No, she's not cheap. Is she fucking worth it? Fuck yeah, she's worth it. You know what I mean?
For
Like,
real.
that's what you get, what you pay for.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And you dropping a lot of good jewels for the people right now, though.
Real talk.
You know, if you thinking
Real
about
talk.
if you thinking about starting a business or getting into something, just in any aspect of business, you know, that's how you want to approach it. You want to pay for the quality and get something good to present to
Hell
the
yeah.
people. Yeah.
So, and that comes back to my events and brands that set up with me, and they that continue to set up with me, and that make a killing at events, and from content to all the marketing, all the babes posting with their product. I mean, we're a one-stop shop. Like, you come to us and like we got you on like 50 different pages. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's gonna trickle because we have a fan
Yeah.
base as well as the babes. And like, so whatever we're smoking on and whatever we're working with, like, people go to us and like trust us, and like, they look to us for like, oh, if the Kush babes are smoking on that, then it's fire. Then we want to support them, like, because they're supporting a woman-owned business and they're supporting this group of women in the industry, and people like to see that. The community likes to see that.
Mm-hmm.
And I have such a diverse group of women on my team, and I do that on purpose as well, because we're real stoner girls. We're real stoner women. This is what real stoner women look like.
Right, right,
They're not these Red Bull models
Yeah.
or these
right.
models. Like, you know what I mean? Like, we are real different, full
Yeah.
figure colored
Full
women.
figured and still beautiful women. Yeah,
Exactly.
most
So,
definitely.
and we all are skilled and we're all knowledgeable and come from the industry and love cannabis. So, why would you go hire a girl with, a bunch of experience just with like the alcohol world? Like, wouldn't you want to hire someone who actually has worked in cannabis and
Really?
can remember facts about your brand like that, because she's already familiar with a lot of how it works, and like knows facts already about cannabis, and like, would know that an OG strain is going to be indica dominant, and knows her shit,
Mhm.
I like that.
And so you also have like promo models and stuff too.
Yeah, we do. Whether it's booth babes, promo models, the promo model work is super fun. That's when we go around like at Kush Stock, for instance, or like bigger conventions, and we dress up as what I call the Kush Babe bunnies, and we have little goodie bags with a bunch of cannabis product in there from brands. The goers and the people we interact with in the crowd have to follow the brand and us to get the product. So it's getting more followers for the brand. And then 9 times out of 10, they want to take a picture with us. So that's content.
Yeah.
And, it gets their brand out there in a bunch of people's hands. And then and then now we've become like stage babes too, because artists want us to come on stage and like throw product out. And so as long as the brands are okay with that, because obviously we can't regulate if they're following or not by throwing it out on stage, but it's
Right.
fun, and they love that it's their product that's being thrown out into hands, and there's stickers on them that have the ads and stuff so people can follow. But yeah, it's been a fun thing. We've been going on stage now for a few different artists at a few different events, and kind of it really brings the crowd in, and it creates amazing footage for the artists, and the crowd doesn't look all spaced out and like nobody's there. Like, there's people,
Right, right.
there's hot girls on stage, like, so it adds to how they look too, and it really like helps them shine. And that's what we're here for. We're here to help anybody in this industry, whether it be brands, artists, performing artists. We're here to help you guys grow and help you get exposure at the community level, because the community level is the people who are buying your stuff.
Yep. Yep. Facts. And it's a whole bunch of us in this community.
Real talk. What's one of your best Kush Babes moments? Like, you was just out there at one of the events, you know what I'm saying? One of your most Kush Babes moments.
I want to say when we did Kush Talk with, and we collaborated with Medicated Barbie, watching all the camaraderie between the babes, especially when I'm able to get so many of us together at one event, and going around as the Kush Babe bunnies and working with Medicated Barbies and kind of handling her booth. And we were running a dab bar and we had our booths together, and then we had lots of babes running around. Like, it was just such a fulfilling moment because I was just so proud. And like, I love seeing the babes make their own friendships and like become friends and get excited to see each other and like, oh, I haven't seen you
That's
in a minute.
right.
You know what I mean? It's just, and I know, and that's what I do it for, you know, like that's really what I do it for. I want to give women a safe space and a safe place
Mm-hmm.
to come together and also make a little bit of extra money. You know, this is not a full-time job by any means. This is, you know, event work and, you know, temporary work and gigs and stuff like that. But that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to create a side hustle for women to do with me and help us grow and network and get you in front of people and create, you know what I mean?
Yep,
So
and that's what you're doing. Yep,
I love it.
yep, that's dope. Um, so what's your next event you got coming up?
June 17th, we're doing the garden party, which I'm super excited for. That's going to be in collaboration with Take Your Time Co. and Chef Jen. We're doing like infused tea party. And those tickets are limited to about 75. So there's going to be like a tea party part of the event, as well as like the normal like vendors and set up. Sorry,
Right,
it's hard.
right.
So I'm really excited. We're doing it at a bigger venue this time. I'm actually one of my staff that's helping me with this. She's blowing me up about vendors that we're getting locked in right now. So that's amazing.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
That's dope.
So
That's dope.
every day we're locking in vendors for it, and I can't wait to execute it and, you know, just run it up again, get the industry together and have fun.
Yeah. And this event is gonna be in San Diego.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Dope. That's dope. That's dope.
I hope you gentlemen can come. If you can, let me know. I will get you on the guest list.
Okay,
Yes,
for sure. Yeah, we'll
Yes.
pull up.
and it's like
Yeah.
I'm going on the page too. Though, if you go on the Kush Base page, and it's like if you click the links, like you can go in there and you can see like where they advertising the garden party and everything else.
Yes, yes. Everything's on our Instagram. Head to our Instagram for all the details. Make sure you follow us. We'll be posting updates about ticket sales and ticket drops. They'll be next week. So definitely want to hop on that. VIP bag, I definitely suggest getting. Like I said, it's always a hookup. You pay $50 for a bag of like $300 plus, like full of cannabis product. So from all these amazing brands. So definitely recommend the VIP bag. But also general tickets are like $20. So go ahead and get your tickets. But you gentlemen, let me know. I'll get you in free entry, of course.
Okay,
Thank you
for
for
sure.
today.
Oh, for
Much
sure.
love.
Yeah, thank you for coming on the show and let everybody know where they can find you at.
On Instagram, I'm personally at the OG Kush Babe. Just all one word, the OG Kush Babe. Because that is moi. I am the OG, the
That's
original.
right.
But our business page where you can find all the babes and everything we do and more at the Kush Babes on IG. And then our website is ogkushbabes.com.
Dope.
That's right.
Dope. That's right. Real quick before we go, like, we've been talking about business and getting into business. Tell people how important it is also to make sure that you trademarking your ideas and stuff like that. Cause I know that's something that I'm assuming that's something that you make sure that you do.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I'm registered and the trademarking is a process, but I definitely recommend doing it because it's worth it. I have found her on the internet tweaked a little bit. And I was able to tell them to please take it down. And because I had it trademarked, they took it down immediately and no hesitation. And they had no idea too that it was like altered from mine or stolen from mine. So they didn't really give me any hassle, but it just helps give you that power when and if anybody tries to copy you. And yeah, just register your DBAs. You can register your business name and then register subnames under it.
Yep.
And that's a way to kind of get it like registered to you. And then you can work on trademarking everything, your designs, your names, whatever.
Yep. Yep. That's
So
dope, though. And like we said, man, we appreciate you coming on here and dropping some jewels for the people. Everybody go check out Kush Babes. Tune in and tap into the events. We definitely gonna pull up and support.
Yes.
Yeah.
And again, thank you for coming by, man. So look, we want to thank everybody for tapping in. This is Big J.
Serpo Jr. Make sure you hit that like button, subscribe, then go tell a friend.
Please believe the best way.